On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Whether it's a voice call, message, or sending a password. To WhatsApp, it's all just this. So whether you're sharing the streaming password in the family chat or trading those late-night voice messages that could basically become a podcast, your personal messages stay between you, your friends, and your family. No one else. Not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
This Friday, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are back to switch things up in Disney's Freakier Friday.
OMG, yes.
It's an absolute riot.
Woo!
And the only movie that can be described as
so much weirder than the last time. What last time?
It's the frequel
You ready?
we've been waiting for.
That absolutely slays.
What deeply out-of-touch old person came up with that?
You did.
Wow.
Don't miss the comedy event of the summer for all ages. Disney's Freakier Friday in theaters this Friday. Get tickets now. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
This episode is brought to you by the world's first reposado from Tequila Herradura. Made with slow-cooked, hand-harvested agave sealed into oak barrels and aged 11 months. Before being enjoyed in your glass. Experience the world's first reposado. Tequila Herradura. Please drink responsibly. Responsibility.org. Tequila Herradura. 40% alcohol by volume. Imported by Brown-Forman, Louisville, Kentucky. Herradura is a registered trademark. Copyright 2025 Brown-Forman Corporation.
Pie in the Sky Media. This series contains adult language and descriptions of graphic violence throughout. Listener discretion is advised.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back, Murder Chronicles Nation, and I wish everyone, all of my Jewish brothers and sisters out there, if you happen to be, happy Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement. Hope everyone's having an easy fast. I think it's fast day, right? Yom Kippur is when they fast?
I think so.
Yeah. It is.
Okay,
I'm sure.
okay,
I just
okay.
looked it up. Okay, yes. Yes, so in Los Angeles, it's an interesting time to be in the city, driving around extra angry, hungry people on the roads that are not happy. And they'll honk at you, especially if it's coming towards sundown. And break the fast. Break the fast is about to happen. And they're like, yo, I'm a mile away from fucking food. Get out of my way. Right. And you're like, okay, dude, I hear you. I haven't fasted on purpose ever in my life, but good for you. So that's today.
You've never fasted?
Not for 24 hours on purpose. No, I've probably been passed out for 24 hours. I've probably not eaten for 24 hours, but not like I'm purposely going to deprive my body of nutrients for a day. No, I've never done that.
Well, you could be a wrestler. I don't know. I mean, that's real hard. There's lots of, and fasting is actually supposed to be good for you. I was reading
sure.
things today about how, and it makes sense, you know?
I guess it makes sense. In what kind of way? In a way when we were like hunter-gatherers and couldn't eat whenever we wanted, and then we'd go long stretches between meals. That's not us. We've evolved.
So no,
There's society.
Cleansing out your
stores.
system. Cleansing out your system.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
Okay, well, anyway.
Bunch of bullshit. So Killer Cousins.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Killer Cousins. You hid the ball, which is nice. Didn't know who any of these names were from the beginning. Until the LA connection was made about halfway through the episode. That was very nice. But let's start from the beginning. And you know, if I listened to it again, I would notice your breadcrumbs. Like I would. There were some there. They're nice. They're well hidden. You know, but there was so much stuff in this that if you came to it with a skeptical eye, you'd be like, all right, hold on a second. Like anytime someone's like sworn to secrecy, all right, that's kind of fucked up. Like as a grown up, right? And you're not in government or something, right? You're sworn to secrecy. All right, that should put up some red flags. So that was weird.
But as you were listening to it, was it a red
Makes sense? No, as I was listening to it, I was like, oh, okay, it's a little extra, but you know, if you're a security guard and this rich person's out of town and there's a bunch of cash in the house, okay, maybe you want some extra help. But then now looking back at it, I could say, or you just don't fucking tell anybody and nobody knows anything and you'll be just as safe.
I know there were holes in it, but you can tell like the scheming, like he was thinking about, because if you notice throughout the whole thing,
Yeah.
always coming up with these schemes. Like I think that was part of the fun. Like how can I,
sure.
and it was enticing enough. It was just enough money and it made sense. You know, it made sense.
But it also places a lot of irrational faith in the word of a college kid. Oh, I promise I won't tell anybody. Right.
Well, it was misplaced.
Of course it was misplaced. I mean, of course, you know,
Yeah.
if anyone says to me, will you keep a secret? I'll say no, because I tell my wife everything. So if you don't want my wife to know, don't tell me, because I don't keep secrets from my wife. And they go, fuck, okay, I won't say anything. Right. I'm just honest, you know, and because that's just, you have to have at least one person that you tell everything to. Right. And for me, that's
I
my
agree,
wife.
because my husband and I are the same, but there is, I think that when you have with your children, you know, if they ask to keep a secret, like I think that depending on what it is, like they need to have someone they can come to, you know. So I think
How old
that
are the kid? Like, what age kid are we talking about? Like a 3-year-old who says, don't tell anyone my second favorite dinosaur is a T-Rex? Can I tell that to someone? Or
no, I'm just talking about, like, you know, ask your wife. I'm sure your daughters have come to her and said, don't tell dad, but
yeah, that's true.
you know,
And there have been, especially recently, there have been a few of those. Like, don't tell dad that I like this boy. And she kept the secret, and it was great, and it didn't piss me off.
exactly, because there's some secrets like that. They're not, it's like,
they're not
it's your
dangerous.
relationship with
Yeah.
you know, so I totally am with you. And you know, I think that that's a good way to live, but I also think that I can keep secrets, but I don't like to lie. So
Right.
it sometimes it feels like, you know, if somebody asks you something, you want to be honest, and so it feels a little bit like you're lying. But so I could see why she would divulge the secret, you know, and she'd probably be excited.
And there were some, she didn't fully trust this guy, because she told her roommate, and she said, I'm not coming alone. And unfortunately for her, it was just another victim for this motherfucker. Right. So that, too bad. Really unfortunate. But the other thing that made me, early on, the giveaway, just gotta be honest, the giveaway, anytime anybody says for an alibi, I decided to go for a drive. They're fucking guilty. They just are.
I know. That's why I gave up on the ruse. That's why I gave up on the ruse, because
that's his alibi. I just decided to go for a drive. I've never in my life just decided to go for a drive. The only like aimless drives I've been on is when my children were super small and they would fall asleep in the car.
Yeah.
That's
you're going on those drives all the time.
I'd be gone for hours.
Oh yeah.
Hours.
I know.
Hours.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've never been sitting around going, you know what? I got nothing to do. I'm gonna go for a fucking drive. Never.
I can say that I've never done that either, except for with the kids. But I do think that you know, that was reminding me of remember the woman who murdered her children. That's exactly like, we're gonna go on a country drive. Like, I just wanted to explore at midnight, you know, when it's completely dark. So I don't think he had figured it out. And that was the problem with him, is that he really relied on his cousin, who was definitely more
the brains of the outfit.
Yeah, for sure.
So then you drop it on us that there's a connection to the Hillside Strangler in Los Angeles. Very famous series of killings, ligature strangulation in LA. And what was interesting, I liked, you know, a lot of the insight, the investigatory kind of insight that I get from these episodes. And this week it was the lack of defensive wounds. Let the investigators know the likelihood that it was someone in a position of power or authority. Okay.
I love that too.
Yeah, I really keyed in on that. And because so in Washington, he was like a security guard. Okay, cool. So there's some authority there, and I'm hiring you. I'm giving you a job, you know, as an aura of trust and authority. And in LA, he was a fake therapist. Talk about a position of authority, right? And so that was really, really interesting. And then just hearing, you know, that one detective, what was his name?
McCachran.
The prosecutor. Yeah, sorry, calling him a sociopath, and really just getting a really clear-cut definition sociopath, you know. So that was really interesting to hear. So all right, so this happens up in Washington. They find enough evidence in the car, fibers, all that kind of stuff, to arrest the guy. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then it really gets fun. And talk about a bullshit story. I'm sorry.
Are you talking about his
the multiple personality disorder? When
like,
foul-mouthed sailor Steve comes in, right? You know, the misogynist Steve. I wrote down on my notes, Steve is a dick, right? That's probably closer to Bianchi's actual personality. Right? Yeah. It's like that movie, Primal Fear. Did you see Primal Fear?
Yeah, with
Ed Norton's first role.
Yes.
Ed Norton, Richard Gere, where you know there's a priest murdered, and Ed Norton plays like this stuttering, like real kind of like withdrawn weakling. Yes.
Oh my
And then
God.
every now and then, the bad guy would come out. Roy. Yeah. Roy would come out, and Roy will fuck you up. Yeah. Okay. Right. And the other guy's name, I forget the weak personality's name. Let's just call him Steve, whatever. So, and the big twist at the end, right? Mm-hmm. Big twist. Gere says, "Oh, you son of a bitch. There never was a Roy, was there?" And he goes, No. There never was a Steve. There was never the weak guy. I'm always this mother. This is who I am, you know, and he got away with it. He gets off on the multiple personality defense, all that kind of shit. But
as I was listening to it, it was actually reminding me of like The Exorcist. Remember when the priest is talking to the actual devil and he's like, and they're having this conversation. And it's like, you know, I could just picture this because it happened in the 70s and they're probably both smoking. And it just felt like, he's like goading him on, and you could I mean, it's so like his acting. I don't know if it would have made more sense if he was a better actor. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it was so obvious.
It was really obvious. Just even listening to it. I'm like,
I know.
Come on, dude.
I know.
Come on.
You can't even do this. Don't even try if you can't.
No, and is the person questioning him? I don't know. Was he a cop? Was he a doctor?
He was like a doctor, but that's what I'm saying. And
he was sitting there going, "Fuck yeah, this is gonna make my career. I got alive." What was he like buying into it? Did he believe
it was all based on Bianchi. It was all based on him. Like the video was all on him.
Oh, okay. So we can't see.
But I felt like it was very much like an interrogation where they pretended to be like their friends, you know, like he's like,
right.
you were a really good team, you know, just to get him talking. And clearly he wanted to. He saw this as his opportunity to, I don't know, try to scheme. I mean, I think that for this guy, he really loved the whole game of it all. It wasn't just the crimes, but it was like coming up with these cons.
Yeah, but he was a dipshit because they were bad cons.
They were.
Unfortunately, I'm surprised he was able to get away with as many murders as he did, because he was like just the motherload of bad ideas. Okay?
I know, but it was because, again, Bono, his cousin, he was the one that kind of kept it together. And then like the bonehead idea with the woman who came, you know, the hybristophiliac who.
I'll get to her in a second, because what a fucking moron. I'm sorry, but I just.
Hey, I'm not even
smuggle his semen out of the jail. Smuggle his semen out of the jail. And you don't think someone's gonna fucking figure it out, dude?
Well, it doesn't even make sense, because then was he going to blame her for it? Then
I don't know. Or is he going to say there's another assailant out there with the exact same DNA profile as me?
Like a chimera or something like that?
That's what I'm saying. The guy's a dipshit. I think he's going to get away with all of this.
It's Wednesday, Adams. I see you're trying to distract yourself from your own banal thoughts. Let me help. Here's a recording thing made of my latest root canal.
Wednesday, Season 2, begins August 6th, only on Netflix.
Hey, it's Sydney Sweeney. I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
I get it. I know. I was just trying to like follow the logic, but that she actually believed like, yeah, okay, this is going to work, you know, to go and try to murder another woman. And like, she almost succeeded.
She like strangled it with what are they called? I used to hear it on ER all the time.
Wait a second. Do you have a hand back scratcher?
Yeah. Hi. Oh, it's great. It's really great. It gets in there.
Okay. Just
The
had
capillary, the blood in your face when you're a strangulation victim and you don't die, whatever he called it. It was a very specific term.
Petechiae.
Petechia. There you go. Petechial hemorrhaging in the face. Yeah. That she like was doing it. She was so into this whack job in jail. She's like, I'm going to go fucking kill for you and plant your semen and your master plan will work and you'll get out and we'll be together and you'll love me forever and it'll be great. What the fuck is going on?
That's what I'm saying.
And she's not still in jail. She was able to get out. She was able to go do shit.
I know, but 2003, that's a long time to be in jail for some crackpot idea. And like,
it's not
of course
long
she
enough.
was sitting in there. Well, be that as it may, I'm just saying, like,
for someone who's able to get conned into some bullshit like that, I don't think she should be mixing with the rest of us. That's what I think. Right? Yeah. Some of that stupid could like wash off or whatever. You know what I mean?
I definitely feel like, you know, that would be one of those things where you wake up and you're like, what did I just do?
What the fuck just happened?
I mean, talk about like this crazy feedback loop that she was in. She probably wasn't talking to anybody that were like, what are you thinking? You know,
some asshole murderer. She's like, oh, I'm going to go do this. I can't even. Okay. And now I have a word here that's in parenthetical. Okay. You used the word, but you didn't really dive into it. Hypnosis.
Mm-hmm.
That this doctor, when Steve showed up, it was a result of some kind of hypnosis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. He was totally doing it. He was like, I'm going to count you down to the age that you're like 21. And I didn't have that in there because the audio was terrible. And then he was like, 11, 12, you know, because then he's like that, when he hit 28. And then all of a sudden he's like, fuck you.
Women suck. And they're dumb. Isn't this a crazy personality? So unlike the other one. I'm crazy.
I know. I was actually thinking, gosh, I'd love to see you try to act that.
No way. Gosh.
What would be your process?
I can't. Listen, it has been done very, very well, right? James McAvoy, right? And when he plays multiple personality disorders in the M. Night Shyamalan films, like he's incredible. Shattered and Glad, whatever. He's fucking great. Obviously, we, as mentioned, Ed Norton in Primal Fear, like it's done really well. Fucking Bianchi wasn't one of those times. It was not one of those performances. Okay.
I know.
Okay.
And he said he kept saying the C word. And I was kind of like, I don't want to put this in, but I want to put this in because I want people to hear.
Because it stops being offensive and it becomes funny with how outrageous it is. You know, I'm sorry. It would be funny if it weren't on the back end of these terrible murders. But I'm saying that it's laughable as to how hard he was trying to convince this doctor of his multiple personalities. Now, I am not at all in any way a trained medical professional, especially not when it comes to mental health, mental disease. I'm not trying to make some kind of statement on the validity of multiple personality disorders. I happen to think that a lot of the times it's a cop-out, and again, based only on my own assholery, right? And skepticism. That's what I think. All right. Same thing with hypnosis. I think hypnosis is a fucking bullshit parlor trick. All right. But I do acknowledge that sometimes, especially when used like with kids who are trying to remember shit, right? That a relaxed state might lead you to like picture like a license plate of a car that was driving away. Like there's been some instances of that. Again, I don't know the validity. I don't know how much of it is the mind of a child being influenced by a grown-up. I don't know. I think it's too, that's why some people still call it pseudoscience. I would probably be one of those people, because it's just too hard to really get a specific set of data as to whether or not it's effective. Because it leaves open dipshits like this guy Bianchi pretending to be Steve, and then it's a matter of opinion whether or not you believe him. Someone else could listen to that interview that we just listened to and be like, yeah, I totally fucking buy it. Steve's evil, right? Well, we're laughing at his performance. So it's too open to opinion,
Well, I think that, like, to answer your question, they had 6 psychiatrists who interviewed him, 2 for the prosecution, 2 for the defense,
2 and 2
for the
for the judge, right?
And a couple of them were like totally bought it hook, line, and sinker. But you got to remember, it was back in the 70s and 80s where police officers or detectives, it was really like a tool in their toolbox, like a lie detector.
They would also get psychics.
Exactly.
That was also a tool.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah.
But I think that the one thing that I do believe is that if you are open to, if you believe it, they could possibly get something. Like if you actually really believe that, maybe they will get results. If the person believes, like you wouldn't believe, so you're not going to like 2, 3,
17, 25.
I just would love to see you perform that, Branden. I'm telling you, that would just be
it's like Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting when that guy's trying to hypnotize him, right? And he starts singing Afternoon Delight instead, right? And he's trying to leave. And the guy's like, get out of here. He goes, no, you really hypnotized me. I'm serious. It worked. You're really gifted. I mean, it's so funny. That's how I would go after it. But again, I don't fucking know. And I hadn't thought about it until now. So all 6 of doctors, 2, and 2, they all saw the same interrogation that we listened to?
I think they probably all saw it, but I also think they all talked to him. And I don't know that for a fact, but I would
So he
assume,
had to do this, his song and dance 3 different times?
I'm sure he probably did. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But again, he loved the attention. He loved that attention.
So did Simple Jack.
And so did he's sitting in jail.
So did Simple Jack in Tropic Thunder. Simple Jack loved the attention in Tropic Thunder too, remember?
And I don't remember that, but I do remember when I watched these videos of him, he was loving it. Like there was one scene, like there was some old video from their court from Bono's trial. And it shows Bianchi coming in and he's like shaking people's hands and just like, wearing his 70s suit. And he's got this like kind of froed hair and he's sitting down and he's like talking to his attorney, and it's so awkward because Angelo Bono is sitting right next to him and he's got this handlebar mustache and just looks evil. And he's just sitting there not talking to anyone. And he's just like, and he totally wanted to kill his cousin.
He wanted to kill this fucking guy, right? Because because of him going up there and not being able to chill the fuck out in Washington, he got him jammed up in LA, and that's it.
And that's exactly what happened. Yeah. But it's just that he loved the attention, loved it.
Did motivation ever come out from these guys? Or are they just sociopaths?
I mean, they just hated women and they wanted to torture them. I mean, they tortured them by doing just like horrible things. I don't include it because I just was like,
No, that's good. It wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
So Bianchi didn't have, Bono didn't suffer that long in jail. He died pretty quick, right?
Yeah, 62? He died, I think he was 67, but I think that 67. Was in 2000, either 2003 or 2005. 2003. And then Bianchi was up for parole for the first time in 2005. And every time they're like,
right, that's almost 20 years. So he gets denied every year?
Yeah, he gets denied every year.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, oh man. It was a nice hidden ball trick that we were going to learn about the Hillside Strangler through Washington. That was pretty cool. I didn't know that there was that connection. Everything's got to be about Seattle for you, doesn't it? All right. Okay.
You know what? It's the same. Why does everything have to be about Jersey for you?
Because everything should be about New Jersey.
Exactly.
Yes.
Then that should answer your question. That should answer your question.
Listen, we have Sinatra and Bon Jovi and Bruce Springsteen. So just watch yourself.
You
Okay.
just have to say, even flow.
Yeah. Watch yourself, Pearl Jam. Great. Thank you.
Yeah,
What else? Thank you.
You know what?
So this was great. And I listen, I usually, I go into these episodes with like, all right, I'm going to at least learn one thing. Okay. And it's always more than that, right? It's always more than that, but that's my goal. And not like learn one thing, like a date that someone was murdered. No, I mean like one substantial kind of thing. Like for this one, the main thing was the Hillside Stranglers were captured because of a case in the Pacific Northwest, which was great. I didn't know that. And then the great thing that the lack of defensive wounds points to someone who either was or was masquerading as an authority figure. That was really interesting. And that Bianchi played a shitty multiple personality disorder victim. That was the big takeaway.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I wish you could have seen it. It was even like to see the full flavor of it.
Yeah.
It was clearly he'd been sitting in his jail cell watching Sybil, thinking, okay, I need to talk about how my mom was so mean to me and how, like that whole thing. It's like a simpleton trying to do something that's actually very complex.
Right. And for you actors out there, less is more. Less is more. Okay. Yes. So great job. Thank you for the episode. That was a lot of I always feel weird saying it was a lot of fun because the content is heartbreaking, but it was fun. I have fun listening to these and making my notes and laughing at the stupidity of criminals most of the time. Cool. So thank you very much for listening, everybody. What do you want to give us a hint about next week?
Got several things in the hopper, and
all right.
We'll wait and see for.
We will find out. All right. Well, looking
but
forward to it.
But I do know now that my objective is to have Branden Morgan learn at least one thing. Okay.
We should have that as a little segment in the bonus episodes. What you think my learning moment was each episode, and I'll let you know if you're right. I'll write it down so there'll be no shenanigans. Okay.
I don't think it's possible for you to not have a shenanigan.
Granted, but I'll try.
Okay. All right.
There was something else I was going to say. Oh, just wishing everyone it's well, by now it'll be 24 hours from now, but we're approaching sundown on the West Coast. So enjoy, don't eat too much, my Jewish brothers and sisters, to break the fast. Slowly, don't choke, don't get an upset stomach. Enjoy the food. I hope you had a very blessed Day of Atonement and that we'll all be better in the year to come. Please consider supporting the great companies that support our show. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Carolyn, anything you'd like to add?
Nope. I am Carolyn Osorio with Branden Morgan, and we'll see you next week.
Please consider going over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. Maybe rate us, share with your friends. We would appreciate it. And until next week, stay safe out there.
Bye.
The Murder Chronicles is a pie-in-the-sky production recorded live in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We are produced by Branden Morgan and myself, music by Soundstripe. For Pie in the Sky Media, I'm Carolyn Osorio, your writer and host. Thanks for listening.